It's interesting, right? The psalmist said, I was glad when they said, let's go. But he didn't finish the story. When we get there, if I'm glad on my way, when I get there, COB. And thank you, Sister Gail. And that's what they mean when they say get in where you fit. Just get in there, just hey, let's just see how it works out. Let's just see what the Lord do. Oh, wow. Oh, they trying to get me to say, no, you don't want me to say. No, you don't. Y'all like Super Bowl Sunday, y'all gonna be looking at me cross-eyed. You still be singing. You still in this very moment. Got to work. Work by the day. See what I'm saying? See? He said praise. Hey! Come on, praise him. You gotta worship. Yeah. Thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. I tell you, God just ceases. I tell you, I get it when the songwriter says, every right. Not Lord. It really don't even say the same. I wish y'all would. Because some of you're experiencing things and you thinking things are actually going lower when actually they're going higher. Paul would say it like this, the weaker I get, the stronger I become. Oh yeah. That's it. Come on now. There's this thing called resilience. Yeah. You understand what happens with resilience is it's not so much that when you throw a ball down it comes back to its normal height or where you dropped it from. But resilience says, I'm not going to only come back. I'm coming higher than where I was when you dropped it. Need a whole lot of them. Because some folk been dropped before. Some of you been cast down. It's good to be here. Come on, let's get into this word. Let's get into this word. Hey, I'm ready to shout, sing, run, dance, all at the same time. What the heck I gotta pull that off? Just run, dance, sing, preach, teach, do it all at the same time. Open up your Bibles. First Peter chapter 1, verses 13 through 16. Reading from the Message version. Amen. Amen. Let's do this thing in unison. You can, if you're able, join us in standing as we read God's word and follow along with me. Amen. 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 Everybody there? All right. There you find these words. So roll up your sleeves. Put your mind in gear. Be totally ready to receive the gift that's coming when Jesus arrives. Don't lazily slip back into those old grooves of evil, doing just what you feel like doing. You didn't know any better then. You do now. As obedient children, let yourselves be pulled into a way of life shaped by God's life. And life energetic and blazing with holiness. God said, I'm holy. You be holy. And all God's people say, amen. Just a few moments. Again, building your life the right way in the new year. Part 5, I believe. And at some point, we're going to get out of chapter 1. It's just so good. It's so good. The word is so inexhaustible. Good stuff? Yeah. Good stuff. When laying out a planned project, building or a development, there's these guys called surveyors. And these guys, before any field equipment, any bulldozers, or any backhoes, or mini excavation equipment is out on the project, these surveyors come out and they have their little instruments. Y'all seen them, I'm sure, right? These little tripods. Yes. And I don't know if y'all ever wondered what they're doing, sitting around looking through these little lenses and stuff, and like you thinking they probably trying to do some sniper stuff, something. Anybody? They didn't tell the truth. Yeah. Shame the devil. You wondered what them folks are doing. Amen. Well, they're actually surveying the property, or whatever they're trying to ultimately build. And so as they are looking through these lenses, through these instruments, they are determining the boundary of the property. They are looking at not only the length of the different sides of the property, but they also are looking at the angles. And so they determine lengths, they determine angles of what they turn. They also determine elevations, right? And so the idea is that what they do is when they start this thing out, they start in one spot, and then they'll make a full, what they call traverse, around the entire length of the property. They'll come back to the same spot, same point. And the goal is to meet the same elevation and the same spot that you started with. Does that make sense? Y'all with me? I'm going somewhere. And so when they make this traverse, if more than likely, usually surveyors are not as perfect and instruments are just not as precise, especially to the nth degree. So when they oftentimes get back to the same spot, they end up with a different elevation, they end up at a different point. And so if they don't make corrections, they will throw the whole project off. And so what they have to do is that they have to determine what the difference is from what they started and what they ended with, and then they apply that correction in both X, Y, and Z directions, right? Length, width, and height. They apply that correction across the entire traverse so that when they build, they know that they're building on some solid information. Does that make sense? And so they got to determine the correction because they're not perfect. And they've got to apply that correction at every point that they made as they made that traverse. They just can't make it in one spot. I wish I had two. I'm almost done preaching. They can't just make it in one. They've got to turn every angle, every length, every elevation. They've got to apply that correction. And so I believe as we look at this passage here, and really throughout Peter, Peter has determined that we as believers aren't perfect. As we traverse and make our route through life, there are some corrections that need to be made. And we can't just make it in one spot. We can't just go back to the place we started and make that correction. We done made some tracks. And we done been off a little bit. And Peter says, hey, hold what you got. Let's make sure at every point, at every angle that's turned, at every elevation that you've made, every step that you climb, let's go back and make some corrections. So that we can ensure that we're building on a solid, sound foundation. Good stuff? And so as we look at this, we are coming to, I'm preaching from the New King James Version. As we come across verse 13, depending on the version you got, wherefore or therefore, anytime you see a therefore, you need to understand what it's there for. Amen. And so that begs us, and it means that we need to look above and see kind of what happens. So in light of what he's getting at here is, in light of all of what our salvation holds, in light of the salvation of our souls that's going to be revealed when Jesus Christ returns, in light of that faith that's more precious than gold, even though it perishes, even though it's tried by fire. Does that make sense? Even though all of that is, in light of all of that, rather, in light of all of that good stuff, therefore, gird up your loins. Do you get the thrust? Don't miss this now. In light of all of what's waiting for me, in light of the faith that I got, in light of all of what God has deposited in me, it's now time for me, New King James Version, gird up your loins. And I got to stay here for just a moment because I got to make sure you get this. Remember, we got to make the corrections. I can't rush the corrections. Amen. I got to make sure that I apply them correctly and at the precise points. Amen. So we need to make sure we do this. So just stay with me. So first point, gird up. Gird up. Now this word gird in the original, I'll take you back to English class. Where my English teachers there? Where my educators there? Maybe get a couple of them. Okay. Some of them make the exchange, they just can't do this. Amen. This word in the original is what they call a participle. Somebody say participle. Participle. Listen, usually these words end in ing, and they carry the meaning of continuous action. So it's not something where you just want those one-hit wonders and I'm done. Gird up your loins in the original literally means girding up your loins. In light of all of what's in store for me, in light of all of what God has deposited in me, I need to continuously gird up my loins. Now, in the word picture associated with this has to do when the ancient Near East, when those guys would have their tunics, they'd have these long garments. And if they were in a hurry and they had to run or had to move quickly, they couldn't just do it without girding their loins up or girding their tunics up. Because if they didn't do that, they'd be tripping over themselves and tripping over their own clothes. Preach God. Oh, y'all can make this hard. It really preaches itself. Gird up your loins. In other words, we got to do some work when it comes to girding, not garments and tunics, but he says gird up the loins of your mind. Come on. Some of us got some stuff in our mind that we tripping over, that we hadn't quite girded up yet. Amen. So there's a correction factor that we've got to apply when it comes to girding up our loins. Girding up the loins of our mind. Good stuff? Yes. And so, once this is done, and we'll see this unfold a little bit clearly, it talks about being sober and having hope to the end. They kind of put a pin right there. Alright? We got to have this girding of the loins to have it to be sober and to have hope to the end. So just hold it what you got. So this idea of moving quickly and kind of being in constant walking in movement carries the idea of what Peter mentioned earlier in chapter 1 when he called them being sojourners and pilgrims. Yeah. Right? So as pilgrims here, we're in the world, but we're not of the world. Maybe we can't be so comfortable to where we just stay where we are, hang around the same folk that we used to hang around, do the same stuff. And so as sojourners, as pilgrims, every now and then when we get around the wrong crowd, we got to gird up our loins. Because we got to move. But the songwriter said, I got a leak in this old building. And my soul got to move. And some of us, we sitting here, and some of us are trying to get out of that thing, and we ain't girded up our loins. And that's why you find yourself constantly tripping over stuff, and you're right back in the same mess, doing the same stuff, with the same folk, the same way.
Come on, Peter. Jesus.
Peter makes a similar statement in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, right? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. But watch this. This is amazing. This almost seems impossible outside of Christ when he says this in verse 5 of chapter 10, 2 Corinthians. He says this, casting down imaginations and everything, high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, watch this, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. See, the problem with us is when we don't gird up our loins, that means we allow any and everything to flow through our mind. And everybody knows that at some point, if you think about it long enough, at some point, you're going to do it. So a man thinketh.
Come on, Jesus.
So we have to guard our mind. This whole girding of our loins carries the idea of guarding our mind. But listen, you know how crazy your mind is. You know how crazy, especially when we're angry. We done killed folk 10,000 different ways. In our mind, we done cussed them out, cut them, sliced them, shot them. All in our mind. And if we ain't careful, if we swear that long enough, and opportunity presents, and you're in the wrong state of mind, you have the capacity to carry it out. So he says we can literally bring every thought. Now this is a man. I'm still working on this. But he says I can literally bring, with the help of God, bring every thought into captivity. In other words, I can control my thoughts. Listen to the gravity of this. That means I know they diagnosed with ADHD, I get all that, but the Bible says that I can focus, that I can think on these things, as Paul would say. Things that are pure, things that are holy, things that are righteous, all that good stuff. I can think on those.
You better talk about it. Tell the truth. Come on now.
But if we don't gird up our loins, it's kind of like rushing to get to work and you half dressed. You look sloppy. You don't look professional. You're not walking worthy of the vocation wherein you were called. Does that make sense? When you don't gird up your loins properly. Am I talking to anybody? It's kind of like this when the officer told us we were at the clergy academy. And this officer said this. Officer said, the reason why officers have their stuff tucked in and everything kind of tight because they understand that suspects pay attention to that stuff.
And they made the comment that there was one officer that didn't have his shirt tucked in and had his belt kind of all hanging out, and the suspect thought he could take him. And when they had a conversation, he said, I figured I could take him because he wasn't dressed like an officer. He had the officer clothes on, but he wasn't dressed. Are you listening to me? He had clothes on, but they just wasn't. So in light of the urgent work that we got to tug it in. We got to make sure it's tight and right. Good stuff? All right, so not only are we good, we got to sober up. That's what he says. He says in there. And then sober up, same thing. Participle. Sobering up, the practice of being sober. Now, anybody in here ought to know what the opposite of sober is. You know, man. You know what I'm Are y'all listening to me? You're not as alert. You have slow reaction time. I gotta go ahead and play this thing all the way. Because just like this in the physical, being drunk, slow reaction time, impaired decision making, not being alert, having stuff taken away from you, the same thing happens in the spiritual, in our Christian walk, when we're not walking soberly. What do I mean when I say soberly? It carries the idea of being alert, being focused. Because if we're not focused in our walk, we will have impaired decision making. We'll hook up with folk we shouldn't be hooking up with. Preach God. We'll have things taken away from us that are rightly ours without us even knowing it. Stuff like joy, peace, long suffering, all that stuff. Without you, if you're not sober, if you're not alert, if you're not focused. Am I making any sense there? Not only that, if you're not careful, especially on the physical side, when you drunk, a lot of times you drink so much that you start throwing up. And if you're really drunk, stuff will be coming out of both ends. Listen to me. And we know when it comes out of both ends, it stank everything. Some of you know exactly. Some of you got that smell running through your nostrils right now. You know exactly what I'm talking about. No, I know you do. And that same picture that you got in the physical, I want you to have that in the spiritual. got to hope fully. He says in here, hope to the end. So let's follow the logic here. Once we have girded up, right? Once we girded up the loins of our mind, we're ready. And now we're actively being sober, right? We're being alert, right? We're focused, right? And so when we're doing all of that, then we can actually hope to the end. We can actually walk in victory. Does that make sense? And we can have a blessed assurance. That's what this carries, this meaning of blessed assurance. That means I'm not really worried about attacks coming on me because I'm sober. I'm alert. I'm watching while I'm praying. I got one eye closed, but I got one eye on the enemy just in case. That joker come trying to do a blind side. Does that make sense? And so this idea of resting, you got to follow this picture. The idea of resting in the hope, hoping to the end, carries the idea of putting full trust in what he has promised me he will give me. And I walk, and because I believe it so, I'm walking in it without any doubt and any concern whatsoever. Then, in other words, no matter what comes my way, he got me.
That's right.
It's kind of like structural engineers. Back in the old days, when they used to design bridges, they used to do all their designs and all that stuff. And one test of the seasoned engineers, when they would be training young engineers, they finally do their first bridge or whatever. When it finally got constructed, before they would have a load or a car or a truck or something to go across it, they'd have the young engineer stand under the bridge and see how much hope he has in his design. Does that make sense? And so same way, if God has designed this bridge of life for us, we ought to be more than capable and more willing to stand under that knowing that God has designed this thing and it's got such a factor of safety on it that I can stand on it, like under it, over it, in it, whatever that may be. I can have that blessed assurance that ain't nothing gonna happen to me. That makes sense?
Yes.
All right, let's just push on. Okay. Obey fully. Verse 14, as obedient children, not conforming yourselves to the former lust, as in your ignorance. So when it says as obedient children, it really carries the meaning of children of obedience, meaning that they carry on the likeness of. Kind of like you and your children. Some of you have had some children get out in public and they act like they ain't been raised in your house. Right? They are children, for instance, they're children of the Dotson household. They're children of the Piper household. They're children of the Gray household. And so when they go out and act other, you know, number one, it just blindsides you. Like, I know you wasn't raised like that. You know, and every now and then, even though we raise them right, we still sometimes have to have a little conversation before they go into a public place. Now look here. Don't touch nothing. Don't ask for nothing. This ain't about you. You stay right here. Don't get lost. Don't leave my side. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Does it make sense? And so it's because we know that they come from that environment. And so when they leave that environment, just because they're in a different environment, doesn't mean that they negate what they learned in their primary environment. And so Peter knows this. Peter said, look, you're pilgrims, you're sojourners, you're wanderers, going around these Roman Empire. You got some folk, and here's some environments where folk ain't acting like you. They don't have the same values as you. But I need you to be children of obedience. I need you to act like you've been raised. Act like you got some values, some standards about yourself. And he kind of carries this same, he makes a contrast here. He says, as children of obedience, not conforming to the former lusts. Now this is interesting, right? Because he's talking to saved folk. Oh, Peter, I thought once I was saved, I didn't have to deal with this stuff. I thought I was saved once I got saved, and I'm in like Flynn. And I don't really have to deal with all this lust and all this the temptation and all this. My life is going to be good. Everybody going to love me. I'm going to praise the Lord. I'm going to be happy. I praise the Lord. I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to pray. I'm going to do all this good stuff. Lie. Lie. Matter of fact, I would venture to say, when you really get serious about your faith, temptation's going to come out of the woodworks. Stuff that you didn't even know you could be tempted on. Will come and blindside you if you're not sober. If you haven't girded up your mind.
That's it.
Are you listening to me?
Oh yeah.
So he says, look, don't conform yourselves to that old stuff. Paul uses the same word. Romans 12:2. Be ye not conformed to this world. And young folk, y'all need to listen to me.
Oh yeah.
Because you're in a world where conformity is the way, is the medium of you getting in with the crowd. Getting in with the popular folk, with the cool folk. Because in order to be in, you got to do what they do. You got to hit the joint. Amen.
Oh yeah.
You actually got to go. You got to sleep with the folk because everybody else sleeping with everybody. You got to try the drugs because everybody else will try. You ain't cool.
Come on.
You don't fit in. So you're going to be ostracized. You're going to be put to the side if you don't be like them. And somewhere we fail as parents to tell you that it's okay to be different. As a matter of fact, if you fit in with everybody, child will have done something wrong. You need to be honest with your children. If you fit in, everybody like you. If you get invited to all the parties, and you go to all the parties, something is wrong. Called to be different. You're called to be set apart. Ecclesia, the called out ones.
Thank you, Lord.
That's it.
You know, I think we've got a problem in the church for real when it comes to this kind of conforming thing. I think we got too many chameleon Christians. You know what the chameleons is, right? They have this idea of camouflage. And they have this innate ability to change according to their environment. Or whatever situation that they come. It's really interesting in the science of it. It's actually on the cellular level, some kind of way, depending on what's going on in the inside of them, it causes their cell structure to actually reconstruct in such a way that they fit in into the circumstance that surrounds them. I say we got too many chameleon Christians. Too busy trying to fit in, too busy trying to sound like them, to walk like them, to do their stuff, do what they do. Paul says, such were some of you. We're different. We're called to be different. Then he says, don't do this as you was in your ignorance. And there's a time in your life where you really didn't know. You didn't even know better. You didn't have it. I get it. Some of it you just didn't know. But now you know better. Amen. You know better. So it ain't no. We can't use that excuse. But I didn't know. Or the devil made me do it. No, the devil didn't make you do it. You got enough hell in you to take yourself to hell by yourself. You don't need no help. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Let me get out of here. Be holy. It's interesting that he waits to the end on this to say be holy. What does he mean? What's he talking about? As the one that's called you is holy, that's the way you need to act. Since you've been saved by a holy God, it's logical that you strive to be holy. And what he says is, he said, I don't want you to, don't get it twisted. You got to read the rest of it. In the New King James, he says, Be, as one that's called you holy, be holy in all manner of conduct. So this flips the script. Yeah, because now we're not just talking about church.
Come on now.
Come on. We're talking about when the music stops. When the last car leaves the parking lot. You know, when you what radio station do you turn on when you actually leave the parking lot? When we bumping? When we, you know, what's our inclination? I ain't saying you gotta listen, I ain't saying you gotta be so just all gotta be 95%, but at some point there ought to be a desire for things holy, for things different. At some point, there ought to be something. If you've had a change, an encounter with the crucified Christ, you can in no way be the same. It demands and necessitates change. And if you haven't changed, check your jersey, check the record, go back to the old landmark. Don't sit up in here and fucking fly us. We ain't got no head to put you in. Shame on you if you get before God and say, oh, I thought I was. I came down the aisle. I said a few words. I said what they told me to say. In hell, you will uplift your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
If there's no, does that make sense? I need to help somebody here. Some of you don't even really have a desire to be holy. You don't even want it. There's no inclination, there's no mindset. Why are they doing all that? Why are they excited about this song? Excellent is thy name and all. What's so excellent about it? If you have those wanderings, hey, we need to retract. David Guzik said this about holiness. Holiness is not so much something we possess as it is something that possesses us. Does that make sense? When that thing gets in you, it's not so much that you read the word as much as the word gets in you and reads you. It literally becomes part of your nature. David, I word have I hid in my heart that I may not sin against you. Does that make sense? I get enough in me, then by default I come holy. It's not then, it doesn't necessarily become a pursuit as much as it is, that's just the way I live. It's not so much I'm a destiny to be reached as much as it is a walk to be encountered. It's not so much a destiny to be reached as much as it is a walk to encounter, to experience, and really, truly for believers to enjoy. It's beautiful, I'm telling you. You know when you're kind of making some progress on the road to spiritual maturity, when you're excited to be different. When you're excited when they get quiet when you come in the room. When you get excited when they exclude you from the group text. Does that make any sense? Let me talk about young folks. When all the dudes talk to all the little fast little girls, but they don't talk to you.
Hallelujah.
They're not stepping to you. But when they step to the ones they know they can. But because you carry yourself different. Because you don't dress like that. Because you got holiness on the inside. It protrudes on the outside. It's different. It's okay to be different. Stop. I'm done. Coming to America. Coming to America. I remember old King. And King Jafar. And Simba. And you can remember a king, right? A king humbled himself, right? He humbled himself and he in a real sense, right? He tried to assimilate. Got a job at McDonald's. Come on, folks here. Come on. Second time. I know some of y'all can sing. Come on, man. And so he tried to assimilate, but the girl that soon would be the little queen, she saw something different about him. That even though he was in a strange environment, different.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't caught. He wasn't caught up in what everybody else was caught up in. Even though the dude with the Jerry girl he got his thing. You know, he had all the cars riding out of, and even though Prince Akeem had money with his name on it, he didn't have to lord it over and walk on like he was somebody. He just had a nature that was royalty. Word, as opposed to just trying to put on royalty. He had it on the inside. And then Peter says this, no doubt. He says this, he says, well, as it is written, and think about this. Why would he have to say this? He already said, be holy as the one that calls you is holy in all manner of conduct. Then he goes and says, as it is written. Be holy, for I am holy. Peter says, look, just in case you think this is just a cute idea. Just in case you think this is something that I'm coming up with. You know, that I think you ought to be holy. That I think you ought to just act good. That I think you ought to just play the part. I want to take you back to Leviticus, where it says over 5 different times, as he's trying to communicate and commune and have a relationship with his folk. At the end of the day, as you commune with me and have a relationship with me and do life with me, one thing you need to know. I ain't just any kind of God. I'm not of the gods of Egypt. I'm not the little idols that you're walking around and holding around with, that you carried out of Canaan, when you carried out of Egypt when you wasn't supposed to. I'm different. And because I'm different, because I'm holy, because I called you out of Egypt, I want you to be holy too. He said, look, I don't want you to get it twisted. This ain't a cute idea. This ain't something that Peter came up with. As it is written, be ye holy.
Come on now.
Come on, Doc. That's it.
Didn't do the research, but I guarantee you we talk about participles at the beginning. I guarantee you this one is a present participle. Practice being holy. Make it an every day, every hour, every just such that it just saturates your whole entire being. Such that everything you do carries a weight of. I'm not saying you gotta just looking folk and just, you know, you carrying, throwing scriptures out. You know how you do blessed and highly favored in the Lord. I'm not saying all that in there. But what I am saying is there ought to be an air about you. Just ought to be something that says you different.
Come on, preacher.
Amen.
Come on, preacher.
Are we ready to make some corrections? Before we really rebuild this thing, before we lay this thing out completely, get the construction equipment on site, are we ready to make some corrections? Turn some angles. Adjust some links. Some elevations. So that we can do this thing the right way.
Thank you, Jesus.
All the God's people say
Amen.
Amen. Come on, all over the house. All over the house. We want you to stand. We want you to respond. Right? And look, let's be real, right? I'm sitting up here and I'm standing before you. At the end of the day, it's damaged goods. I ain't got it all together. Did you hear the words that just come out of my mouth? I do not